Okay, another dog walking video, a bit shorter than the last 7 gamer. This one just reacting to the Bournemouth game. Well, I'm reacting to the reaction to the Bournemouth game. So first, like I said in the preview, we did change away from the sort of 4-4-2 back to our original sort of 4-3-3 type formation. We did obviously pick a team that was all about pressing, all about chasing the ball, very much dedicated to counteracting sort of Iraola ball, to break through their gegenpressing, to disrupt the way they play. What we didn't do is go Jesus up front and leave Havertz in that right half space. We tried something different, putting Marino in there. So Marino and Rice were both sort of a relay and a ball carrier. I was about to say it didn't work. I mean, obviously. Oh, look at that. Rocky next to Denton. That's nice. It didn't work. But it's a little bit more complicated than that. Obviously, if you want to play a super high... Oh, wait a second. Let me take her off the lead. The first 15 minutes were super tactical. Each team trying to sort of bait the press. Lots of Raya on the ball. He nearly made a terrible mistake during that phase. Yeah, very strategic, very tactical. Each sort of feeling the other team out, trying to see what's going to happen. And that slowly morphed into the next 20 minutes, where not a huge amount happened. Mikel Merino dragged a decent enough chance. I thought we probably should have got a corner from, but didn't. And then the big issue, Saliba. Now, when that crazy, I actually thought Trossard was playing all right. Again, in a different position, sort of wide left, rather than the false 9 like he has been playing. It was a terrible mistake. Exposed Saliba badly. Saliba panics, reaches out a bit. The more I look at it, the more it's a bit nothing. But he sort of touches them, possibly feet, slight collision. No one's ever talked about, like, is it even a foul? I think that, so that was in the penalty area. That was the bar. I could easily see that not being given as a penalty. But anyway, there's a list of things before giving a red card. The referee's supposed to take into account distance from goal, whether the ball is in possession or control of the player chasing it, or the player through on goal, the position of other defenders, all of those things mitigated in our favour. So once the on-the-pitch decision was given as a yellow, I felt that we were in good shape. Very surprised to see the game re-refereed, and interesting to speculate whether the presence of Howard Webb, of his earpieces and his text messages, impacted that. Who knows? Obviously, the rest of the game becomes defined by that. Obviously, there's some irritating things like the Chelsea-Liverpool game. There's a very similar incident with Jota the next day, where he doesn't get a red card. I think if a red card had been given to us, to Saliba, in the first instance, then you'd say fair enough. I think that the choice to make the referee go through it and referee that decision again is a strange one. Yet again, an example of the worst possible interpretation applying to the Arsenal. But forgetting that, after the red card, we went for a relatively negative move, bringing on Kiwior, which clearly didn't work. He was completely made zero impact going forward. We're okay defensively, but just that's one player out of the team who was attacking, who's doing nothing in the attack, and who in the end sets us on fire with a terrible back pass that gives up the penalty. Strategically bad, substitutes bad, general performance is bad. We can make excuses, and I think it's fair enough to try and make some of the excuses. Come on. About the way the game is refereed. But I think we can look back at, there's 2 different seasons where I would compare this to. In 2008, I feel more than this season that it was very suspicious the way the league played out, particularly under Howard Webb. I felt that our game at Old Trafford, he'd already decided what the result was going to be. Despite theoretically giving some decisions our way, he was always in control of the flow of the game. In 2008, I think Howard Webb wanted Arsenal to lose. I imagine he probably wants Arsenal to lose now. Everyone remembers Eduardo getting destroyed. It was a league where the media agreed Arsenal don't like it up them. It was a league where something like half the managers were ex-Fergie players. And it was a league where you could expect to be smashed, kicked up in the air. It was the era where not just Eduardo, but also Diaby and Ramsey had career-defining, brutal injuries. All early in games, all from people smashing Arsenal players. I think that we reacted to that in 2008, famously Gallas, but in the wrong way. Now, some people go, oh, Gallas sort of cried on the pitch. I think that there isn't a sort of Gallas excuse where you say he wasn't going to go anywhere near Riley because Mike Dean, because he'd chin him. But whatever, you don't want your captain sitting on the pitch when you've just... by the way, I don't think Clichy touches... Is it McFadden who runs around him? I don't think Clichy actually even touches the Birmingham City player. I don't think it's a penalty. Not really the point. We don't react the right way. We allow bad results to spiral. And despite the fact I don't think we were playing in the same league as Manchester United. I don't think McLeish's or his mates, Pulis and Allardyce, sent their teams out to play Man U in any way like they sent their teams out to play us. Nonetheless, we were to blame for falling to bits in 2008. Had a very good team, very good midfield, could have challenged for the league, didn't. People forget, because we came third, how close it was. If we, instead of losing at Old Trafford, when Howard Webb decides we're going to, we win, that would be enough to win the league. Not the point. We crumbled. I think a better example season is 2002. In 2002, everything goes against us. In 2002, we have players sent off for nonsense things seemingly every week. We have catastrophic injuries go against us. That Pires is the best player in the league and he misses the run-in. Sol Campbell has, 16 different partners in defence. It's amazing how many defenders we go through. We have 3 different goalkeepers play 10 games. I mean, that's unheard of. How can you have a 10-game minimum appearances and being good? And 3, one of whom, Richard Wright, was terrible. But, Taylor and Seaman also make 10-plus appearances. Despite all of this, and despite really, apart from the wonder of Sol Campbell, the rest of our signings don't really come through. Fox in the box Jeffers doesn't really work out. And even Joe Van Bronckhorst, who is another one of the very strange red cards when we win at Anfield, didn't completely work out as well as we expected, as well as he could have. Fighting against those things, fighting against the injuries, fighting against the red cards, we had the guts and the fortitude to win the league. It was a 3-way race that season as well. I think there was a decent Liverpool team, it wasn't just United. We need to channel our inner 2002, which incidentally is our last multi-trophy season. That's what we need. We need a multi-trophy season this season. And we need to not lie down like a 2008 Arsenal deciding everything's against us, but take it as motivation to turn and fight. Then anyway, a reaction to the reaction of Bournemouth. I've seen some, I say we need a multi-trophy season. I've seen people saying, Arteta out if we don't win trophies. Well, let's be realistic. This is the season we need to win trophies. And I'm putting a bar of multi-trophies, but I also think that there's no way he is going to be fired. And it would be crazy unless you've got a manager who, you know, if Ancelotti wants to come to London, well, maybe you look again. But if there's a manager to get us over that final line, they're not obvious. I mean, compared to Ten Hag, we wouldn't want to swap him for Ten Hag. I think the girls team, I think we've done the right thing, getting rid of Jonas. I mean, Jonas did get us over the line in cup finals against good teams. We need more than that. We need the cups, but we also need to be a team that has the quality is built to challenge at the very top. We've got Shakhtar here tomorrow. Talked about them already. I think they've won shot so far in their games in the tournament. We need to react. I agree. I think Arsblog was saying he'd like to see Ranieri in. If we're going to stick with the 4-3-3, I agree. We need a creative player in there. Let's go. Come on, the Arsenal.